When you have been lied about for a series of years, how hurtful that is. So imagine that for over a period of months and years, and you know that it isn't true.
For years, Meghan Markle leaned on Oprah Winfrey as her most powerful ally. It was Oprah who gave Meghan and Harry the stage in 2021, turning their grievances into a global headline. That interview wasn't just television, it was a cultural earthquake. Meghan accused the palace of racism, painted Catherine as a villain, and positioned herself as a modern victim fighting an outdated institution. And the world listened because Oprah gave her the microphone. But now, at 85, Oprah herself has flipped the script. Live on air. She admitted regret. She confessed she had been manipulated, that Meghan played her trust like a pawn, and that she should have asked tougher questions. Even more explosive, Oprah offered a direct apology to Catherine, Princess of Wales. Think about that. The one woman Meghan relied on most, the cultural icon who validated her story, has now become her harshest critic. Oprah didn't simply distance herself. She dismantled Meghan's credibility in real time. This wasn't a polite correction. One commentator noted, it was a demolition. It's plays. The way Oprah phrased it cut deep. She wasn't fooled. She was played. And she admitted Meghan not only misled the public, but misled her personally. For Meghan, that revelation is catastrophic. When strangers criticize, you can shrug it off. When tabloids attack, you can claim bias. But when your strongest supporter, the woman who helped crown your victim narrative, publicly admits she regrets trusting you, there's no easy comeback. The most devastating part? Catherine didn't say a word. She didn't need to. By apologizing directly to the Princess of Wales, Oprah highlighted a contrast that has quietly defined the royal drama for years. Catherine has faced her own storms, including a life-threatening cancer battle, but she endured with dignity, never staging pity parades or glossy comeback launches. Meghan, meanwhile, filled Instagram with curated branding, lifestyle products, and staged photo ops. Oprah's apology reframed the entire feud. One woman stood for authenticity, the other for manipulation. Oprah's 2021 interview had been Meghan's ultimate shield. Whenever critics called her out, she pointed back to that broadcast as proof she was wronged. It was her badge of legitimacy, but the moment Oprah admitted regret, that shield turned into rubble. Meghan wasn't just losing an ally, she was losing the foundation of her narrative. For millions watching, it felt like justice. For Meghan, it felt like betrayal on the grandest stage possible. When Oprah flipped, it wasn't just about regret. It was about exposing the weak foundation Meghan had built her empire on for years. Meghan leaned on one core story, that she was a victim of royal cruelty, that Catherine made her cry, and that the monarchy itself was steeped in racism. Each claim had been amplified through Oprah's 2021 interview, cementing Meghan as the truth-teller in a royal family of villains. Now, the very woman who gave her that microphone was pulling the curtain back. Oprah didn't dance around it. She looked into the camera and admitted Meghan hadn't just twisted details, she had weaponized them. Oprah said she should have fact-checked harder, that she handed Meghan a free pass, and that the trust she extended had been manipulated. The most devastating line, Oprah revealed she felt played. Thank you can back to when more minted know this videos. Those words echo louder than any tabloid headline because they came from someone who has built an empire on truth, empathy, and authenticity. For Oprah to admit Meghan lied directly to her wasn't just damaging. It was lethal. One of the biggest shocks came when Oprah addressed the infamous "Kate made me cry" narrative. For years, Meghan's defenders pointed to that story as proof Catherine had bullied her. But Oprah clarified the reverse was true. Both women cried. But Meghan twisted the truth to make Catherine the villain. With one correction, Oprah erased years of sympathy headlines. Catherine's silence now looked like dignity. Meghan's narrative looked like deceit. Then came the most explosive claim, Meghan's implication that the royal family was racist. allegedly speculating about Archie's skin color. Oprah clarified it was not a systemic attack but a single private comment. One Harry himself refused to name. That correction gutted Meghan's strongest weapon. What she had presented as a sweeping indictment of the monarchy now looked exaggerated, stretched beyond recognition. Commentators instantly noted the shift. If Meghan inflated racism to win sympathy, what else did she inflate? Oprah's reversal didn't just damage Meghan, it elevated Catherine. Without ever granting an interview, Catherine came out looking authentic, resilient, and trustworthy. She had weathered a cancer battle with grace, while Meghan was posting curated Instagram photos and promoting jam jars. The contrast was stark, and Oprah highlighted it directly. Catherine's dignity became the foil to Meghan's performative victimhood. The fallout was immediate. Meghan's carefully crafted image as a modern Diana, wronged by the establishment, cracked under the weight of Oprah's confession. Supporters felt betrayed. Skeptics felt vindicated. And Meghan was left scrambling. Every draft statement her team prepared sounded hollow next to Oprah's blunt admission. In that moment, Meghan wasn't just criticized, she was abandoned. And when abandonment comes from your greatest ally, the destruction is absolute. What makes Oprah's reversal so devastating isn't just the exposure of lies, it's the timing. Meghan had just begun rolling out her comeback plan. Carefully curated Instagram posts, glossy lifestyle branding, and whispers of new projects were meant to show the world a reinvented Meghan Markle. But then came Oprah's live confession, and in a single night, Meghan's relaunch was drowned out. Instead of trending for her new ventures, headlines were consumed with Oprah's blunt truth. Meghan had misled the world. Clips of Oprah saying she felt played went viral across social media. Networks replayed her words on loop. The narrative Meghan wanted her shiny new chapter was replaced with humiliation. It wasn't just bad timing. It was catastrophic timing. Months of preparation collapsed under the weight of one unscripted admission. As Meghan's brand floundered, Catherine's reputation quietly soared. The Princess of Wales had been battling cancer, facing the hardest season of her life. Yet she carried herself with grace, dignity, and silence. Oprah herself highlighted the contrast, Catherine as authentic, steady, and resilient Meghan as performative, manipulative, and desperate for relevance. The comparison was brutal because it didn't require Catherine to lift a finger. Her silence became her power. While Meghan curated photo ops, Catherine embodied something far stronger: credibility. Online, the reaction was swift. Hashtags mocking Meghan trended globally. Side-by-side comparisons of Catherine attending events with quiet strength versus Meghan's polished lifestyle posts flooded Twitter and TikTok. Even longtime supporters struggled. How could they defend Meghan when the very woman who amplified her voice had withdrawn support? The backlash spread faster than Meghan could react, and her silence, deafening. Usually quick to clap back, Meghan had no response. Every potential statement sounded hollow when stacked against Oprah's blunt words. The humiliation deepened because Catherine didn't need to respond at all. She didn't issue statements, didn't engage in public drama, didn't fuel the fire. By doing nothing, she looked like the victor, Meghan. On the other hand, it looked cornered, her narrative slipping completely out of her control. For someone who built her identity around mastering the spotlight, being forced into the shadows was devastating. Oprah's betrayal wasn't just a wound, it was a scar. And no matter how Meghan tried to spin it, the damage was permanent. Polls confirmed what social media made obvious. Catherine's approval soared, while Meghan's plummeted to record lows. The gap between them widened not because Catherine fought back, but because she didn't need to. The contrast was the story. One woman endured hardship with grace. The other, exposed for exaggeration and manipulation, watched her credibility collapse, and Oprah's apology sealed it. By the time Oprah finished, Meghan Markle's carefully built empire wasn't cracked, it was shattered. What had once been her strongest weapon, the 2021 Oprah interview, had become the very hammer that destroyed her credibility. For years, Meghan framed herself as the wronged outsider, leaning on that broadcast to silence critics. But when Oprah admitted she felt manipulated, that narrative collapsed overnight. Meghan didn't just lose an ally. She lost her legitimacy. There was almost a cruel symmetry to it. Meghan had weaponized Oprah's platform against the royal family, accusing them of cruelty and racism. Now, that same platform turned against her, exposing exaggerations, misrepresentations, and outright lies. It wasn't the palace that dismantled her story. It wasn't tabloids or hostile journalists. It was Oprah Winfrey, the one voice Meghan could never discredit. And that's why the betrayal cut so deeply. Commentators called it poetic justice. Supporters felt abandoned. Detractors felt vindicated. Meghan, once in control of the narrative, was now at its mercy. The most brutal part, Meghan's humiliation elevated Catherine without her even trying. The Princess of Wales never gave a statement, never fired back. Her quiet resilience through illness, her steady composure, became the living contrast to Meghan's performative antics. Oprah called Catherine authentic, steady, resilient. Words that landed like daggers because they came immediately after she exposed Meghan as manipulative and shallow. Catherine didn't have to say a thing, her silence made her the victor. For Meghan, control was everything. She built her brand on being the one to tell her story first, to shape the headlines before anyone else could. But once Oprah went public, that control vanished. Every network replayed Oprah's confession. Every headline framed Meghan as exposed. Every meme mocked the collapse of her narrative. And Meghan had no comeback. It was a rare, devastating moment. The woman who had made the world listen to her now had no voice at all. In the end, Oprah's apology wasn't just a correction. It was the ultimate betrayal. Meghan wasn't criticized, she was abandoned. And when abandonment comes from your closest ally, the destruction is total. Her empire didn't collapse because of palace plots or tabloid attacks. It collapsed from within, crushed by the very stage she once used to rise. As one commentator put it, she tried to build power by aligning with Oprah. Instead, Oprah dismantled it in front of millions. That's not bad luck. That's karma. This predecide mani sternum. For Meghan, the fairy tale didn't just fade. It imploded. And the scar left by Oprah's words may be the one wound her brand never recovers from.